All right, shalom. This is Kanaksa Amba Yashala from the Lions in the Yashala camp. First and foremost, I'd like to say Kal Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And the name of this lesson is going to be the harmful attack from the accuser. And who is that accuser? That accuser is Esau, man. He accuses the righteous all day long. And just like how he does in the society today, as being the physical counterpart of Satan, and Satan is standing in front of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, accusing us daily for not going according to his law, statutes, and commandments. And what do they do on this side? They set up a society which makes it impossible for us to be able to do that. All right, so no matter how righteous we try to be on this side, we can only be but so righteous because of the system that's set up against us, going against the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right, first scripture I want to get. Lord willing, this is edifying and it serves its purpose. All right. It's this is Zechariah chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "And he showed me Joshua the high priest standing for the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him." All right, and that's that's the devil, Satan coming up against our righteousness right now, trying to make us go off, put doubts in our mind, set up stumbling blocks. That's his whole purpose, to seek, roam around seeking who he may devour, knowing that he had but a short time. So he rules by deception, Verse 2, it says, "And the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai said unto Satan, the Lord rebuked thee, O Satan, even the Lord that hath chosen Jerusalem rebuked thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire?" All right, so he rebuked them because he set up the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to be the chosen of the children of Israel. Okay, and so he's gonna save us from the deception. He's gonna save us from sin. Period. Point blank. But throughout the whole process, Esau, the devil, which is the physical counterpart of Satan, is going to continue to accuse us, to try to, make us seem like, what I'm saying, to be our accuser to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because we're not going to the law, statutes, and commandments to 100%, but we have that mediator being Yahweh Shai, taking our wages of sin by being put to death, from being hung on a tree and resurrected on the third day. Okay. This is Zechariah 3:3. It says, "Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. And he answered," all right, and our righteousness is as filthy garments. But, we clean ourselves through the washing of the word. All right, these scriptures is what cleans us. All right, as a matter of fact, let me get Zechariah 13. All right, this is Zechariah 13:1. It says, "And in that day there shall be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanliness." All right, and the fountain is the scriptures, the washing of the word. What scripture say, charity wipeth away a multitude of sins. So you're out here edifying the body of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, being a partaker and building the third temple, which is going to be the spiritual temple, New Jerusalem, right? And you're being part of that foundation. All right. So Yahweh Shem Yahushai bridged the gap between Yahweh and the children of Israel. So he became ultimately that fountain, all right, for our uncleanliness. I'll go back to verse 3. Chapter 3, Shalaki. This is Zechariah chapter 3, verse 4, and it says, "And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, Take away thy filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, Behold, I have caused thy iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with a change of raiment." All right, and that change of raiment is going to be those new bodies when he puts the laws in our inward parts, and we're not going to go off. But ultimately, but initially in the beginning, the change of raiment is a new covering, meaning being the word. All right, so that's going to be the change of raiment. He's going to, cover us with his word. And from thence, when we get salvation and get into our new bodies, he's going to cover us with the new bodies and put the laws in our inward parts. So we will be, we'll be always covered because we won't go off anymore. All right. Let's see, is there any more on that? Okay, let me keep going. It says, "And the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai, protested unto Joshua, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemi Shai, if thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, when thou shalt also judge my house, and shalt also keep my courts, I will give thee 3 places to walk among these that stand by." All right. So once we turn back to the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, that path to the tree of life is open back up again. All right. So he's leading us back. Yahushua is leading us back to Yahweh to be back in his good grace, and we're going to get salvation. All right. So next scripture I want to get though. But the point is, but in the midst of us doing all this, we have an accuser. All right, because our righteousness is as filthy garments, filthy rags, shlakia, and we prophesy in sackcloth, right? So we're gonna have to we're gonna have to be somewhat shameful and humble ourselves. But shlakia, but in the midst of all that, we still get accused and slandered by Esau, Satan, the devil. Let me get Job chapter 2, verse 1. It says, let me get some water. It says, again, there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before the Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. And the Lord said unto Satan, From whence comest thou? And Satan answered Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yahweh Shai said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job? There is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil. All right, and Job represents the elect of the children of Israel. All right, so Yahweh Shai were giving praises unto Job for him being a righteous man on the earth in the midst of wickedness. All right, that eschews evil, and what does he do? He prophesies against evil. All right, he eschews evil. He turns his back on evil and turns his face to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, and it says, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And that's the point, man. Without cause. Because, and what does it say in Genesis? They were naked and not ashamed. All right, we weren't shameful. We weren't into the lust of sin. All right, but but the serpent let it be known unto us what it really was. All right, and that's when we became naked and separated from Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, and that's where the accusations were coming from that point. All right, so now we try to what the way to the tree of life was cut off from us from that point, and we try to get ourselves back to the ways of back down that path to the tree of life, and we get there through Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai is a tree of life. All right, but in the midst of us doing that, um, um, we're going to be accused of everything by Satan. All right, let me get Sirach chapter 2. Verse 1, it says, My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Right. So just like how the whole Jersey City incident was going on. And, when they said, oh, he was a former black Hebrew Israelites, and they're forming a federal task force against the movement. All right, so what? All right, the scriptures has spoken of these things in the past, and what does the scripture say? The things that are written aforetime are written for our learning. So guess what? In knowledge and wisdom, it shall be the stability of that time. So we know those things are going to happen, but the scriptures also said, "Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm." So if you really believe you're a man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you will believe in His word and believe in these prophecies, man, and you won't make haste in the time of trouble. Because there won't be no troublesome times, because you'll be secure because of the word. Okay? Verse 3, it says, Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou may be increased at thy last end. Because this last hump that we're going over, right, it's going to be the last time. So this is the last ending for Israel. So it's our time to be increased. All right? So we cleave unto Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. It says, verse 4, it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. So we're in that low estate now, and he's a God of patience and long suffering. The scripture says, he that believe until the end shall be saved. So we have to let patience have this perfect works in the midst of us being falsely accused of being men of righteousness. All right. So let me go back to Job chapter 2, verse 4. It says, And Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. All right, so there he goes accusing us, saying that, if you take us out of paradise or out of the garden or whatever, out of that, and hide the tree of life in them, they'll curse you to their face. All right. So basically saying that they would turn his back on them, on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, saying the children of Israel would, but there's always been a remnant that wouldn't. Like with Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the ones he found favor in, Seth, okay. Verse 6, it says, And Yahweh Shem Yahushai said unto Satan, Behold, he is in thine hands, but save his life. So we're not going to be utterly destroyed. We're not going to be cut off as a bloodline of people, but we'll be discontinued from our heritage, right? And preserved for a point of time until we turn back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So just like how Job went through the perils that he went through, and still focus on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the elect of the children of Israel are doing the same thing in persecution of our accuser, Satan, which is his physical counterpart is Esau, the so-called white man, which is the devil. Okay. Let me get Revelations chapter 2, verse 10. It says, Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto the end, and I will give thee a crown of life. That's right. So, and who's locking Jacob up? Who's locking Israel up? Esau. So you already know, that tells you who the devil is, man. Plain and clear. Let me get I'm gonna get a couple more scriptures and close it out. Let me get Matthew chapter 5, verse 11. And it says, Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. And that's what you're gonna have. And that's why the true men of the Lord, they're trying to tie the identity of the true men of the Lord to these radical groups that they're making up and creating task force for and putting on the domestic terrorist list. But they're totally separate from those individuals. The true men of the Lord, the true Hebrew Israelites are not black. All right? And for the record, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is showing that separation by sifting, according to Amos 9 and 10, I think. All right? Matthew 5 and 11, it says, Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. And from the prophets to the disciples and apostles were persecuted before us. But in these times, he says, do my prophets no harm. All right. It said, touch not my anointed. All right. Let me get First Peter. No, not John. Peter 2 and 12. It says, having your conversations honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify Yahweh in the day of visitation. All right, so basically, even though we're being accused not only to Yahweh by Shemi Awashai, but we're being accused to the rest of our nation. All right, because they're going to the rest of our nation and be like, look at that. They're teaching hate. You don't want to be a part of that. Huh? You see what they're doing? They're trying to divide everybody. Come on. Follow me. You know? So 2/3 of our people do the works of their father, the devil. You know? All right? So it says, 1 Peter 2 and 12 again, it says, having your conversations honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, that they may by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify Yahweh in the day of visitation. So that's why we go out there on the highways and byways in the midst of these accusations from the devil and still promote the truth and still promote the word of Yahweh by Shemi Awashai. All right, let me get 1 Peter 3 and 16. It says, having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you as of evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation in Yahweh Shai Hamasiyah. And that's what our whole purpose and goal is just to have good conversation of the truth, of the coming of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, man, of his word and of his prophecy. We come in the testimony of which is the testimony of Yahweh Shai, is the spirit of prophecy. All right. All right, I'm going to get one more scripture and close it out. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. It says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the council, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. All right. So basically, they'll deliver us up to the council, and they're gonna try to scourge us with their tongue. But the Lord's not gonna let them put their hands on us. Now you're gonna have Jacob's trouble come up, and you're gonna have some martyrs in the truth. But the Lord said He's gonna protect us in those times. Verse 17. Slakia 18, it says, and ye shall be brought forth before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles, meaning the Gentiles meaning the other nations, and 2/3 of our people that are in that Gentile state of mind. They are considered heathen dogs, but they will be born into the kingdom. And it says, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how you, or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. So the Lord's going to put the Spirit on us for what we should say in those times. And He sends us forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. So we're to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And He's going to give us that wisdom through His word. All right. In the face of our accusers. All right. It says, verse 20, it says, for it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father Yahweh, which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. So all this confusion is being caused by our accuser. All right. Verse 22, let me end it with this. It says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endured to the end shall be saved. So in the midst of persecution, in the accusation of our accuser Esau, man, if we endure to the end, we shall be saved. And with that being said, I'd like to say, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Harakar Kodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to the argument that are pushing the truth, the sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.